Ria TV, True FM.
Say Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV,
into True FM 96.1.
What's the meaning of the black barrier?
The black barrier is to tell Joseph Bakala, if you don't organize yourself in a grateful manner, we'll take your fatal.
You might say what you want to say, but for us, we are here to make sure we build our country, that we are respected. We have donors that are coming because of the confidence.
Listen, good evening and welcome to News Desk, 45 minutes of news from the News and Current Affairs Department here at the Renaissance Communications Incorporated. Today is Tuesday, May 20th, 2025. My name is Johnson Gbarntolmah, presenting in the headlines. House of Representatives concurs with the Senate or Liberian Senate granting the National Food Assistance Agency autonomous status. The Environmental Protection Agency, in collaboration with the Caribbean Pacific Consulting Services, has launched Liberia's renewable energy investment. Survey conducted at the Monrovia Central Prison shows overcrowdedness of the prison facility with over 1,500 inmates as of May 20th, 2025. And away from Liberia, the Paramilitary Rapid Support Forces group has engaged in a 2-year with Sudan's army has been entirely pushed all of Khartoum state, says the military. These plus many more, the reading of the news bulletin, sports are all packaged on today's edition of the program News Desk. We'll take a break. We'll be back.
Ria TV, True FM.
Say Ria TV, True FM.
on Ria TV,
into True FM 96.1.
Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited. At this point, we join Corporal Sangar, who set the pace with the reading of the news bulletin. Good evening.
Good evening, Johnson. Good evening to all. Members of the House of Representatives have concurred with the Liberian Senate on a new law granting the National Food Assistance Agency autonomous status. Plenary decision was predicated on recommendations contained in a report from the Committee on Judiciary during a Thursday sitting on the second quarter of the second session of the 55th Legislature. Representative Michael Thomas, Chairman on Judiciary Committee, asserted that the passage of the Act establishing the NFAA will ensure food security, poverty reduction, good health, and sustainable agriculture. The Act also seeks to improve the management of food accessibility. Following the reading and floor debate on the instrument, plenary concurred with the Liberian Senate and instructed the Chief Clerk to take the appropriate action. Meanwhile, the leadership of the National Food Assistance Agency has extended gratitude to the House of Representatives for what they call decisive action in concurring with the Senate on the landmark passage of the Act establishing the National Food Assistance Agency as an autonomous agency. NFAA, headed by its Director General, Bakar Salif, said this significant legislative achievement marks a transformative step for the NFAA as its transition from riding on annual executive order to becoming a fully autonomous agency entrusted with the critical responsibility of overseeing and implementing food assistance programs throughout the nation. According to our NFAA release, the Act embodies the entity commitment to ensuring continuation, institutional stability, and a structural response to food insecurity and emergency assistance in Liberia. The release further expressed appreciation to Senator Darius DeLong of Montserrat County for his visionary leadership in sponsoring and introducing the bill, which the Senate initially passed on January 25, 2022. The release also commended Speaker Richard Kuhn and key members of the House, including Representatives Neke Gay, James Colette, Michael Thomas, Anthony Williams, among others, for their unwavering support and collaboration. According to the release, as the institution embarks on this new chapter, the NFAA reaffirms its commitment to working with national and international partners to ensure that food assistance reaches Liberia's most vulnerable population. This act ushers in a new era of accountability, coordination, and impact in the fight against hunger and malnutrition. The Canadian Pacific Consulting Services, in partnership with the Environmental Protection Agency, has officially launched Liberia's renewable energy investment. The launch is an effort to boost power supply in the country and strengthen the capacity of Liberia to attract renewable energy independent power producer by securing a partnership with the Green Climate Fund. Speaking on behalf of EPA Executive Director at the launching ceremony Tuesday in Monrovia, Ben Camo, Chief Technical Advisor and Climate Change Focal Person at the EPA, described the launch of the document as a blueprint for a better sustainable future for Liberia. According to him, the framework is a powerful tool in the global fight against climate change. For his part, the senior consultant and project manager Philip Spencer disclosed that the project seeks to establish an investment framework and roadmap for the 100 megawatt renewable RPP program in the country. Statistics from the Monrovia Central Prison show that the facility is overcrowded with the total of 1,554 inmates as of Tuesday, May 20, 2025. The data, according to our judicial correspondent, put pretrial detainees at 1,096, covering males, followed by females 35, juvenile males 14, and juvenile females 1. The number of those convicted and sentenced for separate offenses are 458, with males topping the list with 440, followed by females 17, juvenile males 1, with juvenile females 0. The inmates data also cover those detained for sexual gender-based violence, with 185 are males and 3 are females, putting the total at 188, while those convicted and sentenced for the same sexual gender-based violence offenses are 26 males and females 0. Our judicial correspondent further said that the data concluded with 27 males being slapped with life imprisonment, with 2 condemned. Condemned means those that were convicted by death by hanging. The Monrovia Central Prison, according to our judicial correspondent, was billed for 370 inmates, but the latest statistics have proven significant increase of 1,554 inmates in prison. The government of Liberia, through the Civil Service Agency, has officially placed 600 out of the 761 healthcare volunteer workers on the payroll. Speaking during MICAD regular press briefing in Monrovia, CSA Director General Josiah Jokai said the remaining 161 volunteers are currently undergoing a review process, which could lead to their eventual inclusion. The CSA boss lamented that 444 pharmacists and 36 volunteers doctors were also added on the national payroll. He lauded President Joseph Boakai for taking a major step towards improving job security and recognition for healthcare workers across the country. Labor Minister Councillor Cooper K raised contempt charge by the Liberian Senate and attempt not to adhere to the 2 weeks mandate to provide updates on the issuance of work permit in the country. A communication to invite Minister Cooper K over the issuance of over 8,000 work permits was requested by Montserrat County Senator Darius DeLong amidst growing concerns within the country. Senator DeLong, in his communication, whereby Senate Secretary Nambala Sengwe Tuesday expressed his disappointment in the ministry over the awarding of permit, at the same time denying Liberians their right to work. Upon the reading of the communication, Minister Cooper K, according to our Senate reporter, could not came on a huge resistance after he failed to provide requested documentation over the processes leading to an individual to obtain work permit. Minister K, who could not provide the relevant document, requested plenary to grant him 2 weeks in order to present all relevant documents. At the close of the deliberation, the Senate leadership passed a motion that the Labor Minister will remain on oath until he provides all papers as requested within 2 weeks period. 3 senators on Tuesday submitted a landmark bill to the Liberian Senate seeking to establish both Christian and Muslim holiday in the country. The legislation titled An Act to Establish Certain Religious Holiday in the Republic of Liberia is sponsored by Lofa County Senator Joseph Jala, Bomi County Senator Edwin Snow, and Amara Kone of Gbarntolmah County. The bill presented by the senators is aimed to formally recognize major observances such as Christmas, Easter, Eid al-Fitr, and Eid Mubarak. The communication stated that the bill is a step towards religious equality in a country where Christian holidays are widely observed, yet Muslim festivals are not legally recognized. The proposal read in plenary by Senate Secretary Nongbada Sengwe was introduced amid growing public debate and calls for a Muslim holiday in the country. Upon the reading of the communication, River G County Senator Francis Dopo filed a motion that the bill move forward to the relevant committee for detailed scrutiny before returning to the floor for debate. The United Methodist Human Rights Monitor has expressed concern on the increase of mob violence and unlawful killings in several parts of the country. The Monitor's program manager, Javasin Knight, disclosed that just in May 2025, he personally observed that 3 young men were killed by mob violence along the Monrovia-Warrofield highway. During a press conference in Monrovia, Knight called on the Liberian National Police and the Ministry of Justice to step up their manpower by ensuring mob violence is curtailed in Liberia. The United Methodist Human Rights Monitor program manager pointed out that the high rate of mob violence in Liberia has the propensity to scare away investors. The Liberia Council of Churches is expected to hold its 35th General Assembly and conduct election for new corps of officials who run the affairs of the LCC for the next 3 years. LCC Secretary General Reverend Christopher Toh disclosed that over 250 delegates, including representatives of the 15 LCC chapter from the 15 sub-political division. Addressing a press conference in Monrovia, Reverend Toh pointed out that Reverend Dr. Fedon Mumbaki, the General Secretary of All African Conference of Churches based in Nairobi, Kenya, will deliver his speech marking the beginning of the conference. According to Reverend Toh, President Joseph Boakai, House Speaker Richard Kun, and Senate Pro Tem Nyomli Kanka Lawrence are expected to grace the opening ceremony. And away from home, the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces group, which was being engaged in a 2-year war with Sudan's army, has been entirely pushed out of Khartoum State, says the military. Khartoum State is completely freed of rebels, the army said in a statement published by Sudan's news agency. The announcement comes nearly 2 months after the military recaptured Khartoum City, including the presidential palace, from its rival in a major victory. Earlier on Tuesday, fighting had broken out between the warring group in the city of Omdurman, which is also in Khartoum State and part of the capital region. The army said on Monday that it has stated a large-scale offensive in Omdurman, according to AFP news agency. Well, Johnson, that's the shift of the news bulletin. It's back to you for continuation.
Ria TV, True FM.
Say Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV.
Into Truth FM 96.1.
What's the meaning of the black barrier?
The black barrier is to tell Joseph Boakai if you don't organize yourself in a grateful manner, we'll keep you updated.
You might say what you want to say, but for us, we are here to make sure we build our country, that we are respected. We have donors that are coming because of the confidence.
Some news somewhere 12 minutes.
Thanks to Cooper Sangar for bringing us the news bulletin, which is a regular feature here on News Desk. If you are just joining us in one of our top developments, House of Representatives concurs with the Liberian Senate granting the National Food Assistance Agency autonomous status. They bring you our first development on the program. The government of Liberia, through the Civil Service Agency, has officially placed 600 out of 761 healthcare volunteer workers on the payroll. Speaking during Mika regular press briefing in Monrovia, CSE boss Josiah Jukai said the remaining 161 volunteers are currently undergoing a review process, which could lead for the eventual inclusion. Josiah Jokai is the Director General of the Civil Service Agency there speaking at that's Mika regular press briefing in Monrovia. The Canadian Pacific Consulting Services, in partnership with the Environmental Protection Agency, has officially launched Liberia's renewable energy investment. The launch is an effort to boost power supply in the country and strengthen the capacity of Liberia to attract renewable energy independent power producers by securing a partnership with the Green Climate Fund. Speaking on behalf of EPA boss as that executive director at the launching ceremony on Tuesday in Monrovia, Ben Camo, chief technical advisor and climate change focal person at the Environmental Protection Agency, described the launch of the documents as a blueprint for a brighter, sustainable future for Liberia.
Call around 2018 up to 2020, will express our interest in terms of developing a renewable energy work. I think that was the fund and the commitment and also Liberia's interest and thereafter so for us for EPA to then have developing achievement for us to be part of this meeting to communicate to form the EPA, go after CBS, CBCS, other stakeholders to access money and the development of the renewable energy investment. For us, it's our contribution in terms of addressing the if you are part of the access and the activity to ensure that people are energetic, able to protect the environment. The seriously stress that integrates the population and the sense of the farms community that are shown here are the ones to document future of the US energy sector contribute to this document. It's not merely a report. It's a no comment about future US energy investments. This is what makes important to supporting people making conservation as well as the farming industry, creating jobs, farming businesses, creating the problem. People who change the movement forward. The world must set some research targets, even the work that makes its monthly my work and time to move the work of the field, but the system with use of consequence looking to the global and substantive the global rights. The hundred and new and what the program is a specific plan for the bureau and the equipment when all income sustainable.
Ben Camo is the Chief Technical Advisor and Climate Change Focal Person at the Environmental Protection Agency. There speaking for his part. The Senior Consultant and Project Manager Philip Spencer disclosed that the project seeks to establish an investment framework and roadmap for the 100 megawatts renewable program in the country.
Liberia Rural Energy Investment Framework outlines how the government of Liberia will attract private sector investment into renewable energy projects such as solar and battery so that independent power producers have the confidence in investing in generation in order to enhance electricity and energy access for Liberia. The goal is to develop 100 megawatts of installed capacity of renewable energy for Liberia. What is the goal? Well, I think it's a part of a process in order to access concessional financing from the Green Climate Fund. We are hosted today by the Environment Protection Agency of Liberia, EPA. They are the national designated authority of Liberia. So under their guidance, they are steering this process in order to access low-cost financing from the Green Climate Fund. The process is next step after this concept of development is to submit a funding proposal to the Green Climate Fund. So it's a 2-year process, which then we hopefully launch a tender process to attract private sector investors in this. So the number of beneficiaries that are estimated from the project is about 2.2 million Liberians.
He is the Senior Consultant and Project Manager Phillips Spencer. They're speaking out on the other voice of Ben Camo. He's the Chief Technical Advisor and Climate Change Focal Person at the Environmental Protection Agency. 3 senators on Tuesday submitted a landmark bill to be the Liberian Senate or to the Liberian Senate seeking to establish both Christian and Muslim holidays in the country. The legislation titled on how to establish certain religious holidays in the Republic of Liberia is sponsored by Lofa County Senator Joseph Jala, Bomi County Senator Erin Slow, and Amara Conan of Bapolu County. Senate Secretary Nambola Simbi reading the communications.
Present my compliments to my director of the Senate this session, promising that great concerns are being raised again by members of the Senate as it relates to the 8,000 foreign nationals who are in possession of work permits in Liberia and their related job categories, thereby denying Liberian citizens of property. If you dare, will help me to stop you to appear before the Senate. The Committee of the Whole, Tuesday, May 2025, this call in the Senate chamber. The small reason or written to wide national Liberian citizens work permit, giving Liberians up who are capable of paying this assigned to control measures. It is important to note that we are operating to a subsequent discussion. Others of concern will accord members of the Senate an opportunity to making decisions and to defend position. These before informed that failure to appear will constitute a gross offense to the Senate. This shall be punished by a reasonable sanction deemed by the Senate. This except the review of services and having consideration of the common regard. The Senate, the Senate, Madam President, Pro Tempore, the distinguished members of the Senate, the reading of the last communication sent to the Minister.
Sorry for the Abraham Essed, but he's speaking in relation to the attempt by Minister Cooper K being charged by the Liberian Senate for an attempt not to adhere to the 2 weeks mandate, provide updates on the issuance of work permit in the country. But let's now play you Namola Assembly again from the Senate talking about the 3 senators document. He is the Senate Secretary, Namola Assembly, there reading that communication from Senator Darius DeLong. Let's bring you this development here now. The United Methodist Human Rights Monitor has expressed concern over the increase of more violence and unlawful killings in several parts of the country. The Monitor's program manager, Jefferson Knight, disclosed that just in May 2025, he personally observed that 3 young people were killed by mob violence along the Monrovia-Rutherford Highway.
Very serious concern. People are calling them mob justice. It's not justice. We refer to it as mob violence. It's not justice. They have not gone through the court system for people to mob people to death. Accusing people of being criminal, accusing people of being murderer or some kinds of crime that are committed and taking the laws into your own hands. It is not justice. It is only the court system that we acquire justice within our country, within our jurisprudence. So when people refer to it as mob justice, I found out we don't believe in that. Not that maybe what are they going to do? Just maybe this is scary. Also, getting with people were accused before you know it's already happening. And using mob violence as a way of giving us animalized people. Society. Those guys I saw the violence out of it put them in people are living in today. And one of the causes for them fighting a is the security, the police, the national security, and so issues. You know, the police are really making some effort in regards to protecting lives and cover the board. Again, I think it is the of these crimes are even if it's committing crime. Let them take them to the police.
He is the program manager of the United Methodist Human Rights Monitor in Liberia, the Jefferson Knott. They're speaking. If I just joining us, please be informed that this is News Desk for the 5 minutes of news from the News and Current Affairs Department here at the Renaissance Communications Incorporated. Now, top stories here: House of Representatives concurs with the Liberian Senate granting the National Food Assistance Agency autonomous status. The Environmental Protection Agency, in collaboration with the Canadian Pacific Consulting Services, has launched Liberia's renewable energy investment. Survey conducted by the Monrovia Central Prison shows over coordinate of the prison facility with over 1,500 inmates as of May 2025. In Liberia, the paramilitary support forces group has engaged in a 2-year war with Sudan's army, according to the BBC. We'll take a break to be back.
Ria TV, True FM.
Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV,
Into True FM.
Thanks for rejoining us at this point. We cross over to Eric Bartofanyan, who will bring us the passion of life sports. Good evening.
Good evening, Johnson Gbarntolmah. Good evening, everyone. The Liberia Football Association has begun the construction of an artificial turf at the Thomas Floor Stadium in Sanico, Nimba County. The project is public-private partnership (PP) jointly funded by the Liberia Football Association and the Jungle Water Group of Investment. The Liberia Football Association said in the release on their official Facebook page that this initiative represents another major step in their commitment to upgrading football infrastructure across the country, aiming to provide a safe and better playing environment for Liberians. In another development, the women's national team has arrived in Nouakchott, Mauritania, following a delay caused by prolonged procedures due to visa issues. The tournament's commencement date has been rescheduled by the organizer, WAFU, to the 22nd of May to accommodate Liberia's women's national team, as Sierra Leone and Guinea experience similar visa challenges. The female Lone Star of Liberia will take on Guinea-Bissau in their opening match in Group A on Thursday, May 22, 2025. The Liberia Basketball Association League continues this Wednesday with 2 treating match-ups in the male first and second divisions. At 5 p.m. at the SKD Basketball Gymnasium in the second division, action starts with Global Falcons go head-to-head with the Bonneville Lions. The highlights of the event will be First Division Showdown at 7 p.m., where newly promoted Spartacus challenges their season commissioners in a much-anticipated match. Spartacus was recently defeated by informed LPRC Warriors overwhelmingly in their second match after Spartacus easily ride victory over Highway Kings in the first match of the season. Just before that encounter, Spartacus will be hoping to introduce their new rivals, who believed to be a Nigerian national yet to be discovered by the public. The Sports Writers Association of Liberia, with this Friday, May 23, hosts its first award ceremony at the Samuel Kando Sports Stadium in Painesville. The award ceremony is expected to bring sports stakeholders from various sporting disciplines together to grace the much anticipated occasion. 5 other many sporting disciplines, including football, kickball, basketball, volleyball, among others, were chosen by the awards committee to be highlighted during the ceremony, with nominees in each category awarded based on merit. The committee members, led by Verman Kamara, who recently appeared on our sister show, The True Breakfast Show, assured the public of fairness in the vetting process of the nominees. The ceremony is expected to commence at 6 p.m. prompt with red carpet, while the official indoor ceremony will begin at 7 p.m. in the evening and expected to be climaxed at 10 p.m. just before the party time kickstart at 10:30. And off to home from English Premier League outstanding match day 37. Match is currently ongoing. Manchester City is ahead of Bournemouth with a 2-0 lead, while Crystal Palace, the newly crowned FA Cup champions, is up 3-2 against Wolverhampton. An emotional ad stage elected dismays the suggestion is a clown in a combative news conference on the eve of Tottenham has passed Europa League final against Manchester United. Referring the report in the Standard which said the Tottenham boss will leave the club if he got defeated by Manchester United in Wednesday final. Tottenham were idiot and a 17-year weight of trophy of finish the campaign empty-handed again on the back of their worst campaign since the club returned to the top flight in 1978. Tottenham will be hoping to win the Europa League to automatically qualify for the UEFA Champions League next season, despite Manchester United too will be hoping to get their hands on the trophy. All eyes will be on the two teams this Wednesday at the Atlantic Bilbao Sports Stadium in Spain for the much anticipated Europa final. Well, Johnson, that's it for the latest in the passion of sports.
Ria TV, True FM.
Say Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV.
Into True FM 96.1.
The sports news on let's go for more developments here on the program. The Liberia Council of Churches is expected to host its 35 General Assembly and conduct elections for new code of officers who will run the affairs of the LACC or the LCC for the next 3 years. LCC Secretary General Reverend Christopher Toll disclosed that over 250 delegates, including representatives from the 15 LCC chapters from the 15 sub-political divisions, will be in attendance.
The counties, the churches, inclusive of youth, and the county churches. Will be held after the Bible Baptist to local small campus convened from the 28th to the 31st, 2025. And the General Secretary of the Conference of Churches, everybody to go and get it to our campus. All be in place from the president, and there will be reports from the secretary and the treasurer, and the deliberations. There will be some teaching sessions. There will also be election. Will be held. Will be electing code of who are president, vice, and second vice president, treasurer. Those who are invested of the council, who are paid the dues, who also register the delegates, will be there to make the decision. Next year, determined by the General Assembly. According to the new constitution, for the resolution will put into place a new direction for the council. We'll be looking at 10 p.m. in discussions that will come with the General Secretary. We look at what we should have to be strengthened out and how do we bring about new unity in the bylaw. How will we be able to, as a council, raise funding for the support of local churches and strengthen them in the areas we'll be looking also to issue of national reconciliation rehabilitation. How council can be able to action working along with government due issue of substance use development in our country. How we have to pull our youth from the slum and bring them back to be real human beings. So these are some of the things we'll be looking at. This is becoming resolution will make better impact for our country. And we also hope to, at the end of the General Assembly, to have a Thanksgiving service in honor of our national reservation. Remember, the national reservation has a crisis. They were able to come together to finalize the issue of leadership, and then moving forward, let's certainly to continue the pathway of dialogue to reconcile.
Reverend Christopher Toh is the Secretary General of the Liberia Council of Churches, there speaking at a press conference in Monrovia. Members of the House of Representatives have concurred with the Liberian Senate on a new law granting the National Food Assistance Agency autonomous status. The plenary decision was predicated on communication contained in a report from the Committee on Judiciary during the sitting of the second quarter of the second section of the 55th legislature. Let's now highlight from the House of Representatives. We apologize, we cannot lay our hands on that episode here on the program News Desk, but this have go home on today's edition of the program News Desk. But as we take leave of you, a recap of our major headlines. House of Representatives concurs with the Liberian Senate granting the National Food Assistance Agency autonomous status. Environmental Protection Agency, in collaboration with Canadian Pacific Consulting Services, has launched Liberia's renewable energy investment. Survey conducted at the Monrovia Central Prison shows overcrowding of the prison facility, with all 1,500 inmates as of May 20th, 2025, and away from Liberia, the Paramilitary Support Forces group has engaged in a 2-year war with Sudan's army, according to the BBC. We'd love to say many thanks to our writers, contributors, correspondents for making today's edition of the program a success. Thanks to Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited for their sponsorship. Special thanks to affiliated radio station who really this broadcast. Thanks to Sangar, who was here with the reading of the news bulletin. Early Batafoyum, part in the pressure of live sports. Daniel Soni, Salah control and produce our sounds, while Maya Torban, as usual, was behind the camera. On behalf of the production crew here, my name is Johnson Gbarntolmah. I presented. Good night.
Ria TV, True FM.
Say Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV.
Into True FM 96.1.
What's the meaning of the black barrier?
The black barrier is to tell Joseph Bakala, if you don't organize yourself in a respectful manner, we'll keep your data like
You might say what you want to say, but for us, we are here to make sure we build our country, that we are respected. We have donors that are coming because of the confidence.
Some news summary of 12. My name is Hansen there represent. Welcome to news and analysis 30 minutes of news presentation about Liberia, Africa, and our one world.
Presenting this newscast is proudly sponsored by Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited.
How is life after the presidency?
But before the presidency, the same life, that's what you see. I live a different life. You know, when I was not president, this life, that's what I live, you know, with my family and
I have a lot of interest in the health sector, the educational sector, and the agriculture sector. Roads, connecting roads in this country.
We are calling international community to come to intervene for us because, like I just stated previously, we don't know who to trust.
Always make sure to turn on to our
Ria TV and listening to Truth FM 96.1.